Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a Tuesday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk all things Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini, and today's report includes: these rumored Steelers targets are not coming to Pittsburgh. The Steelers will not be bringing back these two veterans. Two Pittsburgh Penguins representatives will square off in the Four Nations Face-Off Final, and more. As always, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into the first news story of the day. These rumored Steelers targets are not coming to Pittsburgh. From Justin Fields to Aaron Rodgers, and Emeka Egbuka to Cooper Kupp, these whole who will the Steelers quarterback be and who will they add at wide receiver sagas are starting to give me a headache. Starting at the quarterback position, we have heard about a dozen names be mentioned as the potential 2025 signal caller for the Steelers, but for the sake of my mental state, we can now cross off at least this one name. Late last week, sports writer Ryan Burr said that the Black and Gold gave a call to the Jacksonville Jaguars about the availability of quarterback Trevor Lawrence. The report was very interesting to hear, but unlikely to happen, and now Lawrence has addressed it. On Up and Adams with Kay Adams yesterday, Lawrence said that the Steelers trade rumors caught him off guard, but that he had a good chuckle knowing they were fake, saying, "That's funny, I didn't really see anything. My agent texted me and was like, hey, this is the report that's out there, I don't think there's anything to it, but I'll check into it. So I saw it, and it's funny though. I'm happy here in Jacksonville. We want to win a Super Bowl here, and I think we can do that. I don't want to leave Jacksonville, so I'm happy here, obviously not going to Pittsburgh." Honestly, I'm quite happy with this. The more I thought about it, why trade assets for a 25-year-old former first-round pick quarterback when you could do the same thing at a cheaper price with Justin Fields? The only thing I'm asking, Omar, is that we please stop messing around and just bring him back already. Like Lawrence, a possible receiver target is now also unavailable. Per ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter, the franchise and transition tag period is now open for NFL teams, and the Cincinnati Bengals are expected to franchise tag wide receiver T. Higgins. The double-digit touchdown receiver last season would have been at the top of the Steelers' free agent signings list, no matter the cost. Now Higgins will be held in Cincinnati for the foreseeable future. Seems like his mother is really happy with that, until the Bengals either pay him or trade him out of the division. So, with their top option now off the table, who will the Steelers pivot to? Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, a draft pick? Who do you think the Steelers will add? Let me know in the comments below. The Steelers will not be bringing back these two veterans. Speaking of players who will not be in the black and gold, the Pittsburgh Steelers have quite the handful of pending free agents, and now, according to one insider, two will not return. Per the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's Jerry Dulac, left tackle Dan Moore Jr. and right guard James Daniels are both expected not to re-sign in Pittsburgh this offseason. Really, this is the least shocking bit of news you will hear on the Steelers this offseason. Both men's time in Pittsburgh reaching an end will be mutually beneficial for them and for the Steelers. I think it's fair to say that Moore Jr. was at best an average blindside tackle for the Steelers. I'll give him some credit though. As a fourth-round pick, he started in every single game in these first 4 seasons of his career at left tackle, and he became a good locker room leader. However, his highest highs were as tall as a mouse, and his lowest lows were as deep as an ocean. I'm sure that someone out there is going to pay you handsomely, so Dan Moore Jr., best of luck at your next organization. As for Daniels, this is really a separation by circumstance. He was a good free agent signing a couple of years ago and carried his weight at right guard. Unfortunately, a torn Achilles, coupled with a young and promising Mason McCormick behind him, will end Daniels' time with the Steelers. Like Moore, I wish Daniels the best of luck in his next opportunity. Two Pittsburgh Penguins representatives will square off in the Four Nations Face-Off Final. Yesterday, the round-robin stage of the Four Nations Face-Off wrapped up with Finland versus Canada and Sweden versus the United States. In the Finland-Canada game, the Canadians were led by Penguins captain Sidney Crosby, who recorded 2 more points, including a big empty net goal. They survived a near collapse in a 5-3 win and secured their spot in the final of the tournament. Sid was dominant again, and I couldn't agree more with Canada head coach John Cooper, who gave Crosby high praise once more, saying, "In our country, he walks on water, and he's as humble as they come." In the nightcap, Penguins head coach Mike Sullivan's Team USA fell to Penn's defenseman Erik Karlsson and Team Sweden 2-1. Beginning with the US, this game meant little to them as they already punched their ticket for the tournament championship. The only real downside to last night's game for Sullivan is that his team is now dealing with a handful of injuries. The Tkachuk brothers, Austin Matthews, and Vincent Trocheck are all dealing with ailments and will be questionable to play in the final. Meanwhile, Sully lost arguably his top defenseman and son-in-law Charlie McAvoy for the final, but that doesn't matter in this situation. Get well soon, Charlie. As for Sweden, even with that win, their Four Nations run came to an end. Nonetheless, Carlson played phenomenal again in last night's game, notching another primary assist, and he finished the tournament with 3 total points. The other Swede Penguin and forward Rickard Rakell unfortunately did not play in the game due to illness, but he at least has a lot of time to get healthy before NHL action resumes. With all those games now in the books, the final for the Four Nations face-off is now set, and we will see Crosby and Team Canada take on Sullivan and Team USA. It will be captain versus coach in what should be one of the biggest hockey games ever played. The highly anticipated rematch goes down on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And finally, another Pirates pitcher is adding to his arsenal. Spring training for the Pittsburgh Pirates is now in full swing, pun intended, and now the strength of this Bucks team is only getting stronger. With a lineup made of Brian Reynolds, O'Neal Cruz, and then a bunch of question marks or has-beens, the Pirates pitching staff, especially the starting rotation, is going to need to be lights out once again. In yesterday's edition of the Steel City Sports Report, it was mentioned that ace starting pitcher Paul Skeens is adding not 1, but 2 new pitches to his arsenal. Now, more good news came out yesterday that the Bucks' other young flamethrower, Jared Jones, is also adding to his repertoire. According to Pirates correspondent for DK Pittsburgh Sports Anthony Murphy, Jones, like Skeens, is starting to throw a 2-seam fastball. This isn't meant to be a shot, I'm just being brutally honest, but Jones really needs this pitch to work. He's a 23-year-old pitching anomaly, but didn't have much of a pitch selection behind his 4-seam fastball, which got him into trouble as he got more starts. With that said, Jones loves competing with Skeens in sort of a anything you can do, I can do way, so I have full confidence that he can nail this new pitch down. If both young stars can add these new pitches to their Rolodex permanently, then they could very well be the best 1-2 punch in baseball for years to come. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up a Tuesday edition of the Steel City Sports Report. Again, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow with some more Pittsburgh sports news.